Being flirtatious in contexts that really aren't suitable for flirting. Being flirtatious in public is kind of a risky game in general if you're not conventionally attractive. Stalking and being clingy. The Notebook would be a horror movie if Ryan Gosling wasn't attractive. Good looking guys can get away with being terrible leaders easier. I've noticed this in my workplace. Being crazy, abusive, psycho behavior is often ignored if you are hot. Smiling at the opposite sex a lot. I feel that in the office people like when an attractive person smiles at them, but feel weird or uncomfortable when an unattractive person does it. Flirting. If you're an overweight girl, or a less than beautiful, by model standards, guy, flirting is seen as insulting, or creepy rather than the compliment it should be. Like it's an expression of the flirting person's desperation or needs, rather than an appreciation of the recipient or just simple kindness. Door-to-door sales. People will buy your shit if you're attractive enough. Being the quiet person. Being stupid. If you're hot it's adorable. If you're ugly and stupid then you're regarded as a genetically inferior specimen. Inappropriate touching and invading other people's personal space. Making sexually inappropriate remarks. I work in a weird environment. It's very relaxed, so it's basically unprofessional, and we all get it. We had 2 guys in our office of 20. One was awkward, unattractive and generally weird. Really harmless though, and pretty kind too. He also moved to our country recently, so he didn't know anybody except for us coworkers. The other guy was your typical cool guy, pretty arrogant, generally douchey but also very upfront, and would own up to his own shortcomings that we all respected. The weird guy once passed comment about him thinking one of the girls in the office was really pretty. Nothing else, just that she was pretty, and he only told 2 of the other guys in the office. Within a week, everyone knew, was making jokes about him, commenting on it being really gross. One of the guys started making shit up, how he was following her around our office. He used to do this to everyone. He'd start chatting to you, and just wear the ear off you. Then there was remarks that some of the guys didn't like when he left at the same time as any of us girls in the office, because he probably follows them home and it's rappy. The cool guy once turned around during a work dinner with our boss there and said, "Oh, I'd love to fuck your sister," to one of the girls that had been flirting with him for a few weeks. She was clearly upset, but everyone left and thought it was really funny and joked about it. Absolutely disgusting, the double standards, because one guy was ugly and uncool and the other is some fit man's man. Talking a lot about yourself because everyone wants to know, but as soon as someone who isn't attractive starts talking about themselves, everyone can get frustrated and say no one cares. Basically everything less attractive person does will be considered worse than the stuff attractive person does. This is bullshit and shouldn't even be a thing in my opinion. I found that being rude is more acceptable. One of my coworkers routinely interrupts people in conversation to talk about herself and at length, but people let it roll. She's thin, she wears makeup, she dresses up, she pretends she's the cute awkward girl, she's got this whole act worked out. Imagine if an unattractive person interrupted every conversation in her vicinity. Imagine the vitriol. Imagine what people would say behind her back. I've heard the way my coworkers talk about less attractive people who make social mistakes. Nothing about the pretty girl. Meanwhile I can't get through a sentence without her interrupting or whipping out her phone. If you are wondering why I don't say anything, it's because I'm part of management and I'm the newest. I have like no say in anything. And it's bullshit. Pick your battles and all that. Eating ungodly amounts of food. Skinny girls are lusted after foregoing to town on a plate of burgers, fries, and milkshake. Heavier girls are called disgusting and unhealthy. I've noticed that being dorky/awkward is thought of as cute and attractive people, but just causes ridicule for those who don't fit the standard idea of attractive. I can go on a nerd tangent about the Joker's narcissism, and it's thought of as being cute and passionate about something. One person even called it hot. If my friend, who has acne pitting and some heavily English features, starts going on about his latest coding project, I notice that people start zoning out much faster, or even try to get him to stop. Being out in public, reproducing, having a high-paying job, Being happy in general. Eating really badly with abuse of unregulated drugs and supplements is seen as attractive, smart healthful behavior when a very hot person is doing it. Eating very badly, overconsumption or eating a hawkingly huge portion of unhealthy food is also viewed cute or quirky or youthful when a hot person does it. Hot person eating a burger. Fuck yeah, I hate those picky salad eating vegans, yum yum. Non-hot person eating a burger. This glorification of pathology is a medical crime and is very gross. Sexual assault. Me being a larger kid less attractive and all, I've realized that a lot of the time, if an attractive girl grabs a guy's ass it's fine, but if an unattractive girl grabs a guy it's sexual assault. It is the same thing a lot of the time with attractive and unattractive guys. A hot guy gets a handful and he is gonna get a slap on the wrist. But unattractive guys are gonna get kicked out, banned, cops called, etc. Attractive and famous people get away with so many major crimes, such as assault and rape, simply because they are attractive and famous. And this is, frankly, unacceptable. Wearing super short shorts at work. My hot coworker was complimented, and my overweight coworker was told to go home and change. Being barefoot at work in an office. The hot chicks at work can, and do it. The fat chicks and dudes cannot. Chatting up random girls. I see this at the gym. A very good looking guy is very flirty, and he becomes really popular at the gym. Everyone is friends with him, and I get the strong impression he's banged at least several women there. I wouldn't doubt if he hooked up with this 20-year-old and her mom who go together. I see an ugly guy saying the same exact words and wearing the same kind of clothes. He's known as the creep just because he's a dopey looking guy. Randomly sneaking up on lady friends and kissing them on the cheek. If you're attractive, it's charming, but if you're ugly, you're a creep. This is known as expectancy violation theory. If you already have a negative relationship or perception with someone, violating norms only punishes them more. But if you have a positive relationship or perception, then violating norms rewards them. Really interesting to look at it in terms of attraction. More attractive people tend to get away with awkward behavior more often. Some people can pretend to pout or complain and it's put up with if they are attractive. Short shorts. When you are unattractive, usually fat, short shorts are despised on you. People will talk behind your back and say mean things. As a man, I've noticed that most guys don't care. We see they're usually not looking anyways, and that it's mostly women who do this to other women. Being in the vicinity of a child. There was a post a little bit ago that was asking about something the opposite sex doesn't understand. Someone commented about being outside with a kid, as in being their father or uncle or something. If you're ugly and you're with a child outside, everyone will probably assume you're a pedophile or kidnapper. Maybe it's just a bad observation, but it seems like good looking people get away with being a complete asshole. The mean girls effect. The Reginas of the world get to be bitches and it's fine. The not so hot ones are just assholes. Saying stuff like "I into something bad you did, but it's okay cause I'm cute" is only okay if you're cute, and is very bad if you do it to the same gender or the opposite gender when the age difference is great enough. Putting feet on furniture. It can be cute and playful on an attractive girl, or sexy and masculine on a hot guy, but if you don't tick the right boxes it is hugely irritating and disgusting. A lot of attractive people don't believe me when I say things like this happens to ugly people. I've been called an incel, even though I'm a 14-year-old girl, for trying to explain I've been treated differently just because I'm ugly. They said it must be because I'm quiet, rude, etc. I'm overly sensitive and empathetic. People who I know personally have complimented me on how chill and nice I am. But despite this, people do tend to assume ugly people are unintelligent, mean, creepy, etc. before meeting them. Eating a really big meal. Hot thin chick does it, and it's like, oh wow, she really eats. I hate girls who just order salads, she's so cool. Ugly fat chick, ugh gross. Eat a salad, fatty. Coquetry and imposing yourself upon someone. People are generally extremely accommodating, receptive of, and complacent towards beautiful people. Negative preconceptions are immediately formed about unfortunate looking people and their flirtatious behavior is perceived as predatory, repellent, and depraved.